So can you make a comparison on the level of extinction and how it is affecting, for example, Latin America? Is it getting worse than a couple of years before?
Yes, I mean, not only Latin America, the whole planet. This is a global assessment of biodiversity and ecosystem services, and the whole planet is getting worse. In the last 50 years, the drivers that are causing the change and loss of species and biodiversity have increased. The land use change. We have intensified agriculture, forestry, urbanization. We have over extracted our seas, our oceans. Climate change also, we have an increase in temperature, in precipitation patterns, in extreme weather events, all affect biodiversity. Also pollution. Pollution is another of these top drivers that affect biodiversity globally, and Latin America is not exempt of that. The emissions, contamination, even contaminants in that dissolve and are transported by water, or the disposal of solids in water. So it's a big problem. And finally, invasive species. Again, Latin America has a problem with invasive species as well as many other parts of the world. So the planet is more interconnected, but inequities are growing.
So if conditions are getting that much worse, which measures can we take as citizens, and especially our governments, to try to stop this?
Many, and I hope that we start doing it from today, or hopefully we started already yesterday. Internationally, the report shows that we have enough policies and instruments, so now it's time for implementing. So governments have to address incoherence in policies and advance in participative mechanisms where all people, everybody, all the stakeholders, all communities are included in decisions. And advance in practicing justice and inclusion in conservation and cross-sectoral planning. We have to move away from one sector or two sectors taking decisions. The private sector is also important, but you are asking me about civil society and individuals, and I think we have to act, reduce consumption. And part of what the report is showing is there are many actions that we can take as a collective and organization actions as a civil society and as individuals. So there's a lot to be done. And do not forget the private sector. Ensure that they develop, or that we develop responsible technology, we innovate, we take into account circular economies, and think always about long-term environmental benefits.
And to have an idea of how this would affect, can you explain a bit more on how it would affect all of us in the next 5 or 10 years?
Oh, no, it's affecting already many of us. There are unequal gains and unequal burden. Some people are being affected, but the loss of biodiversity, which is the most important message here, is not an environmental issue. It's also an economic society. Biodiversity contributes to our health, to our economies, to our society, even cultural learning and inspiration we obtain from biodiversity. Food from wild, managed or domesticated organisms is from biodiversity. So anything that is done that it's not to reduce the loss of biodiversity is affecting humanity in general.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Dr. Armenteras.